Hello, my sexy muffins, and welcome back to another video. Now, I was talking to my partner tonight, and we were talking about how we are no longer masking our autism and ADHD and just hiding our natural traits of what we are. And I realized, talking to them, that from kindergarten to second grade for 4 years, because I was held back, that I was trying to be diagnosed for what I was. First happened in kindergarten, where I was brought in to a specialist. I was having a really hard time with a lot of stuff, verbal stuff, and holding my bladder, and just a lot of functioning stuff, and they thought that I needed to be tested, so I was tested, and they didn't diagnose me autistic. Then flash forward to first grade, I was not diagnosed. I was tested again in first grade and pulled back in the middle of the school year because they thought I was not ready for first grade and that I was mentally held back. I did not realize this until literally just a few minutes before recording this video, so it's a really big epiphany for me. And I was tested again, so yeah. And then skip a year, I was able to finally do first grade by being in kindergarten and also being in an extra program, summer program, to pass kindergarten, basically, which is ridiculous. And then I was in first grade, did first grade, no test in that year, but did the summer extra stuff because I was so behind in understanding social cues and stuff that they had like these special pamphlets made for me that I didn't realize what they were. I thought it was just normal. And then I go to a different school, and it is second grade, and I get tested again. This one I do remember. This one I actually do remember because I was like 6 or 5 in kindergarten, and I remember being pulled back in first grade, but I vividly remember this. I remember mainly the dollhouse that was in it, and it was a female doctor. That's all I remember about her. And they were talking about me about things, and from being recently talked to about being diagnosed as an adult, they were very similar questions. And I'm just realizing for 4 years I had something happened where I was almost diagnosed on the autistic spectrum, but because of most likely them not studying the female brain at the time, it was like 2000 to 2002 or 3, that I was not diagnosed at an earlier age and given the skills to succeed, and basically ended up masking from second grade because after that it just stopped. But I still saw the counselor until like 5th grade and then 6th grade because I had horrible social cues and it caused a lot of bullying, so I saw the guidance counselor and stuff. Anyways, I hope that you all enjoyed this video, and that if you get pulled in for the same diagnosing over 2 different schools in 4 years and have to do special testing, to get tested 3 times and then get a special studying so you're able to go to next grade emotionally and social cues and stuff, then yeah, your kid or you probably has some underlying issue. I'm not a doctor, but if it happens like 4 years in a row that something happened every year, there is something else there that is obviously there. Anyways, I hope that you all enjoyed this. I literally just had this epiphany and thought I would share because I'm still legally undiagnosed, but my doctors and the specialist I saw, he said, I can't diagnose you because of your mental illness, aka my schizophrenia, borderline personality disorder, bipolar disorder. It's a lot. I have a lot of disorders, and those are just the scrapings of what's been with me the longest. But I have a lot of issues that they can't comfortably diagnose me with autism, or they can identify. I have been diagnosed with ADHD, and I'm on medication now for that. Great medication. Helps me focus a lot. Like, oh my God. But yes, that is... So I'm going to be undiagnosed autistic the rest of my life. Pretty much. But he said, you are probably most likely autistic, but we can't diagnose you or treat it because and they also said your treatment for your autism wouldn't be something we would be able to do because of the type of medication you're on and how that would affect your medication. So I can't treat my autism, which sucks. I can luckily treat my ADHD, but I'm going to be undiagnosed autistic for the rest of my life. But the doctor said you're like 100% just from the first 5 minutes of talking to you. Yeah. So anyways, I hope that you all enjoyed this. And if you have autism, it's not because of vaccines. Not at all. Because if it was let's pretend it was vaccines. The pure amount of people that have gotten vaccines for over 100 years, there would be more than 50% of the population with autism. And that's not the statistic. I'm talking worldwide, and that's not the statistic it is. So, yeah, vaccines, get your vaccines. Bottom line, do that. If you're an anti-vaxxer, just leave my channel. I don't have time for idiocy. I'm sorry, I don't mean to call names, but if you're a flat earther or against vaccines where you're going to put someone at harm, you can believe in what you want. Whatever you want. You start a cult. Do whatever you want. But do not do it where it's going to harm people. And saying that vaccines cause autism does harm people. It harms the autistic community who feel like they are not themselves. And when you say, I've seen people say, hey, you're autistic because your parents got you vaccinations. I'd rather be autistic than have the measles and die from them. I would rather be autistic than have illnesses that can be prevented. I'd rather live and I'd rather not be the cause of someone with cancer. Because my mom has cancer. Yes, she has cancer. It's more of a tumor. It's not cancerous yet. They're keeping an eye on it, but it is a tumor. Long story short, they're keeping an eye on it. They can't confirm anything yet with cancer. So it's on edge. Like, it could be anything bad at any time. So, like, yeah, that's scary. But if a kid comes around my mom and they're not vaccinated and they have the measles, my mom could die. Bottom line. And that is not okay. So I still wear masks because I have heart issues. I have POTS. I have heart disease in my family. I have asthma. I have kidney issues. I have a lot of issues that I'm trying to deal with. And if I even get the common cold, I'm wiped on my ass and need to probably sometimes go to the ER. So I wear a mask, not just for COVID, but for everything else. So just take your vaccines, wear a mask if you're feeling sick, even if it's not COVID, because there are people out there like my neighbors who have cancers and they literally have a box of masks at their door on a table in their apartment because they need a mask on, because even the common cold can knock their butt off. We should just be wearing masks because even people with cancer, even with the flu, can die from the flu. I've realized this. And so whenever I'm feeling iffy, if I go over and visit my mom, I'm wearing a mask. Because frick that. Anyways, I'm sorry for the rant. Masks should be normalized when you are feeling sick. Bottom line. Bronchitis, the flu, the common cold, a stomach bug, wear a mask. And I'm not saying it to take your rights away. I am saying because now that my mom is borderline cancer and I have neighbors that have cancer that I wear a mask around when I walk in their hallway and they're out and about in the hallway, I wear a mask because that is just common courtesy to make sure they live healthy lives because they deserve to live a long, healthy life. Anyways, I hope that you all enjoyed and sorry for the long rant. Stay sexy, all my sexy muffins. Bye-bye. Secret outro time, secret outro time, secret outro time. A quick secret outro because I just thought of this. If my mother dies of a presentable disease because another mother chooses not to vaccinate their snot goblin, then I will frickin' sue and bury them. I don't care how much money it takes. I don't care if I end up millions of dollars in debt. I will bury you for what you did to my mother or my sister or anyone in my family or my partner because they have issues too. But I will bury them because I vaccinate your freaking snot goblins. Thank you and stay sexy. Bonus secret outro. I would go so far just to saying, if it was the love of my life and their life was put in jeopardy because of an anti-vaxxer, I would sell my soul to the devil or any demon that would take it, that would get my revenge, because that is a crossing the line for me. Stay sexy.